Welcome to 5 on 5. I'm joined today by Cristian Gold Stagg, the Director of Development for the Asante Foundation. Cristian, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Craig, thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
So we're talking today about this huge project Asante is working on and your foundation specifically, this cancer center that is in progress right now. What makes this project so unique for Asante?
This project is going to touch so many lives. 2,000 people every year are diagnosed with cancer in our region, and that number is expected to increase more than 20% over the next 10 years. So all of us know someone, we are someone, we love somebody who's been touched by cancer. And right now, cancer care is excellent. We have wonderful doctors, nurses, staff, but they are spread in many different locations. So if you're someone facing this serious illness, you've had that diagnosis, and the world really changes for you, and you're suddenly going through this maze of care, we want to make that easier. So the Regional Cancer Center Initiative is going to bring all of those wonderful physicians, nurses, supportive services, and treatments to one easy location. And we know cancer's hard enough. This is going to make it simpler.
And I know construction has already begun on this cancer center. When did that begin? Where are we at in the process?
So we broke ground in February of this year, and we are well underway. We are on schedule. And this cancer center, the Regional Cancer Center in Medford, is scheduled to open at the end of next year.
Okay, and I know fundraising is a huge part of that. Asante is a nonprofit, and you talked about how many people are affected, certainly by cancer. How is that coming along?
Well, it was wonderful to have that groundbreaking. We were so excited, had a lot of momentum, but certainly there's been a lot that's faced the community this year. We know we need to raise no less than $10 million to see this project through and then support the services that happen inside the facility. To date, we've raised just about $2 million towards this goal, so it's really going to take the whole community to come together. As you mentioned, Asante is a local nonprofit organization, and going back to our inception, philanthropy has been critical to all of the major expansions that have served the community. So we really need folks to join us and to come be part of this. Gifts of every size make a difference. And folks can go to asantefoundation.org to learn more about the project or make a gift.
Yeah, and you're talking about $10 million project, and that's no small sum, certainly for a project of this magnitude, of course. The pandemic, as you said, the groundbreaking was in February. A lot's changed since then. Has that slowed the momentum, perhaps, or are we chugging along?
We're continuing to advance. The Cancer Center Initiative is part of the Total Asante Forward campaign, this $50 million effort to transform healthcare for our region. And we have seen people step forward with some really exciting gifts, and that's continuing to happen. Now, we have a way to go. Right now, that Asante Forward campaign is about $18 million towards that $50 million goal. And so we've made great progress, seen incredible generosity from the community. You mentioned the pandemic, the wildfires, everything this year has shown us that this is an incredibly generous, connected community. And so we continue to see people step forward, and we're going to need people to continue to step forward to see the project through.
Okay, and I know we have some pretty inspiring stories to share as well. We're going to do that after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Cristian Gold Stagg, the Director of Development for the Asante Foundation, talking about this regional cancer center Asante is working on. Now, Cristian, I understand that there are some pretty inspiring commercials that are running, and those are based off of true cancer stories, cancer survivor stories. What can you tell us about that?
We have a commercial called Building Hope that's running right now. It features a true story from one of our incredible cancer survivors, champions, and volunteers, Kendall. She has shared her story. She inspired every bit of that commercial, and folks can go to asantefoundation.org to see sort of the story behind the story there. It was really a homegrown effort, and there's some cameos by other members of her family and other members of the Asante team, so all of that's on our website. But Kendall herself will say she's just one story out of thousands, and cancer affects so many people. So we're learning and sharing stories and connecting people with the best services available.
Cristian, thank you so much for taking the time. We do appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.